Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you on Wednesday, September the 24th. The year is 2025. Let's talk trading. Results versus excuses. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. As always, let's have risk management in place so we don't lose more than we're willing to lose on any one single trade or during any one single trading session. Results versus excuses. Now, if you've been trading for a while, you've produced certain results. Maybe you're happy with the results, but if you're not happy with the results, you have to take a look at the excuses that you're making. And sometimes it's one of those hard looks, standing in front of the mirror and having an honest evaluation of self, the way Robert J. Ringer likes to phrase it. So if you say you're going to do something, but you're not doing it, then you're probably going to have an excuse for not doing it. And you look at your trading and look at your life. If you're supposed to eat certain things, not eat certain things, exercise, and you're not following it, it's like not following your trading plan. You're not following your life plan. And so you can see the results are directly in proportion to your excuses. So, if you fail to stick to your diet or your uh, exercise regimen, then the fact that you're weak and out of shape and out of breath and your health is failing, well, you're making excuses. Well, I was this or I was that or didn't feel like it or I was tired. I mean, there's so many excuses. And the same thing as trading, you know, you can come up with different excuses why you didn't do something. And the bottom line is you just didn't do it. So that's why I have taken the stand for decades. It's focus on results. I mean, you really have to focus on the results because the results will tell you whether or not you're following the process. Because people say focus on the process, not the results. But the thing is, if you focus on the results and you're following the process, then you're going to have the results you want. But if you're not focused on results and you're not following the process, then you're going to come up with excuses. Because yes, sometimes you follow the process and the results aren't that good. But the thing is, we're not in a one trade situation. Each trade shouldn't, reflect, your life. You're not betting the ranch on it. So you have to look at the big picture, the overall. And that's what I mean by focusing on the results, because that way you know if you're headed in the right direction. Because you can keep doing the same trading plan over and over. You can execute it perfectly, but if you're not getting the results, then maybe there's something wrong with the plan. But usually that's not the case. Usually the case is you're not executing the plan according to plan, and you have an excuse for not doing it, and the results you are usually losses. Some big, some small. And hopefully if you have your risk management in place, they're not too big. And it can be a struggle. Trust me, I know. It can be a struggle. And that's just because we're human. And sometimes our emotion gets kicked in. And once again, that's an excuse. I mean, all you have to do is click the mouse and you're out of a trade, whether it's a winner or a loser. So, what's the excuse for not clicking the mouse? Well, you're going to find the answer when you look in the mirror. I mean, when you think about it, it really is that simple. You click the mouse, you get in the trade, you click the mouse, you get out of the trade, or you hit the button if you're using a touch screen. Point being, that's all it is. It's just whether or not you do it. And so, what's your excuse for not clicking? I mean, I have to laugh because to me, it really is funny when you really look at what we're doing when we're trading. It's basically a couple of mouse clicks, and you know, you can get in the trade and you can say, "Oh well, I should have," but you didn't. And why didn't you? And because you're probably now playing hindsight as opposed to being in the moment. So, for example, looking right here, if you had taken this trade, you'd be up 2 pips. Now, if you exit, you exit with the profit. But perhaps maybe you're shooting for this level right here. And then instead of it reaching this level, say right here, 56, or maybe let's even move it to 54. If it doesn't hit that level and starts coming back, then all of a sudden it tanks. I mean, right here could be a perfect example. Let's say you got in the trade and you wanted to get to this level. Well, let's just say 75, the psychological. You jumped in, it didn't get in there, and it hit 70, but no, you wanted 75 and you stayed in. Next thing you know, you got drawdown. And the thing is, you see, once it's drawed down, say past your entry, let's say you got in here. I mean, look at that. There's there's really there's no out per se. You have to start averaging in and doing a bunch of things they tell you not to do. But sometimes that's part of the strategy. But the point is, you wanted 75, it hit 70, and you basically blew it. Why? You got to answer that question. Well, I wanted 75, so I thought I'd stay in the trade, but how many different signals did you have in the going the other way? Well, if you look left, you can see here sometimes that resistant, that support right here turns into resistance right there. And then it's like, well, wait a minute, we just got a turn here and we got a flip flop right there. And so, and then all of a sudden we see the indicator 2 turn magenta. I mean, how much more do you need to get out of that trade? Okay, maybe you only got out with a pip and you could have had 5. But like I like to say, it's better to be mad with a profit than mad with a loss. It really is. But the thing is, there's no reason to be mad at all. I mean, we are human, we do have emotions, but the thing is, we don't we need to put that emotion, check it at the door. We don't need it. Doesn't do us any good. We just need to execute. No emotion, no getting mad, and no getting happy. And I know it's tough. I know it's tough. Trust me. I've I still cuss at the screen. So that's just the way it is. I mean, I get in a trade in it and flex. It never gives me an opportunity to get out. Well, if I tell you, I don't know about you, but if every trade I got in it gave me an opportunity to get out with 5 pips, I'd be one happy and rich trader, that's for sure. But it doesn't happen. Sometimes I got to fight. And the thing is, I almost expect the fight. That just seems to, you know, be the way it is. Yeah, sometimes you get in and price will shoot your way for a couple of minutes. Or sometimes you get in and it never goes your way for days, hours, weeks, months. But that's just the way it is. So, going back to it, enter with a click, exit with a click. Why didn't you click? It's not like you had to lift 500 pounds. It's not like you had to run a mile. So you have to take a hard look at yourself and figure out the reason you're making these excuses. You have to have a no excuse, no exception. That was Robert Ringer, I think it was in his book. Let me think, which book was that? I think it was something about the end of Western civilization or something. But he had a thing about I am the machine. No excuses, no matter how tired, what the weather is. No excuses. You just know there's no exceptions. You will do it every day, or you will do it according to plan, and you just have to be that hardcore. So when you feel yourself or hear yourself start to waver, it's like, no, you go to the gym, you put that donut down, as my friend would say, move away from the donuts. And it's funny because, how you trade and how you live your life, there might be a, one-to-one correlation. You have to take a look at it. If things are going great in your life, chances are things are probably going great in your trading. Things not so good in your life, probably things not so good in your trading. And it probably all gets back to the same thing. Making exceptions, coming up with excuses, not doing what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, how you're supposed to do it. I forget, is it Tony Robbins who says, how you do anything is how you do everything? I forget who made that quote, but if you allow something to be sloppy, you allow your work to be sloppy, then it's not going to be just in one area. It's going to be in every area. But if you do each thing to your best ability, it you won't have excuses, and your results once again will reflect that. I mean, something as simple as washing dishes. Make sure you get all the muck off the plate. Something as simple. Do you make your bed every day? At least straighten out the sheet and the blankets and the pillows. And you don't have to have, what is it, military corners, but at least straighten it out. And I used to not do that, but then I kind of took the attitude that if it takes less than a minute, and it literally does take less than a minute, then there's no excuses for not doing it. In fact, I saw there was something yesterday. I forget what it's called, but some guy wrote a book and he has a 2-minute rule. If it takes less than 2 minutes, just do it, get it over with. You know, go out there, bang out some push ups for 2 minutes, or lift some weights for 2 minutes, or wash your dishes after you're done. I mean, it literally takes less than 2 minutes or less than a minute to wash a dish, a fork, a spoon, a knife, and put it in the dish dryer, in the drain pan, or whatever you want to call it, the dish rack. And when you start to look around, you can see it. And once again, getting out of a trade, it's a click of a mouse. It's almost instantaneous. But why aren't you doing it? I mean, see right here, you'd be lucky. You'd be up 6 pips. Price is starting to come back a ways. And actually, I think I said, let's go for, was it this level? Yeah, I said, let's see if we hit there. So we hit that level, should be out with the profit. So, fellow traders, I mean, I know it's tough. It's really tough when we get into this psychological stuff. It's so much easy. Hey, I got a new indicator for you. Put it on your chart. You get all excited. But the thing is, you're still going to have to trade. You're going to have to click that mouse to get in and click that mouse to get out. No excuses, because it's not what you trade. It's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.